programs that I've done, or a lot of people are giving me a lot of positive feedback, and my one-on-one sessions are way better than they ever have been. I'm much more in the present, and I'm getting a lot of like answers like in my sessions. It's really good. Yeah.
Yay! Celebrating you. Yes. I'm so excited to see all your offers and talk about prices more. Awesome. Okay, what else are we celebrating? Whitley, you look unmuted.
What was that, Laura?
You look unmuted. I wasn't sure if you were gonna share a celebration.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm on two devices, so maybe that's why.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you were like trying to talk. And Derek, do you wanna? Okay.
Sorry, I had to change to the desktop because the camera on the laptop just seems so shit. I don't know why. Anyway, I have a laptop
now, and I can hear.
I have a laptop, and I'm grateful for that.
Yay!
Yeah, I shared it in the group. I made a 1K in Black Friday sales, which was easy. Yeah, that was really good.
So awesome.
Yeah, and what else? I know.
And you can also like do sales calls off of those. Like after you do the one-offs, be like, hey, if you'd like to like have a conversation about going even deeper into this stuff.
Yeah,
would you like to get on a sales call?
I'm working that out.
Okay, we can also talk about that.
Watch this space. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just really excited. It's December.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Ready to have a best month ever. December is an awesome month to make money. Like I know that some people are like a little bit in their head about like Christmas, and other people have different plans.
Holidays.
Like holidays bring up stuff with people. As light workers, we're also like kind of in the energy of some, especially if you're like dealing with the general public, they're more in like, oh, it's the new year, I should do something helpful. So you guys get to like gear up to like those people. Like I had my highest month last year was December. I had like my first 20K month, and literally I barely did anything. I was just like, I'm gonna put awesome offers out there. So like I'm also like have a whole thing about like setting December intentions and stuff like that for today. So we're getting ahead of ourselves. Any other celebrations?
I will share a celebration.
Yeah.
I noticed like for like a while I was shying away from showing up, and I've been showing up despite the imposter syndrome that I've been feeling and the fears and all the, silly little doubts that like come creeping in. Yeah, I've just been showing up, and I've been putting offers out there and calls to action. So totally celebrating that for myself.
Awesome. Yay. I'm also marking down imposter syndrome to like do some clearings towards the end of today's call. Any other wins before we get going? I'm also tuning into the chat. Lookable! You're on with us live.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I want to celebrate that I'm back. that I finally have my shit together enough to be back. So that's a huge win. That's a huge win for me. Another huge, I love you, Whitley. I miss you too.
Yes, you have been missed.
I want to say, like, so if you guys have ever experienced like those times in your life where like literally everything was just like God, the universe brought a bulldozer to your life. So that was like the last couple of weeks. And so it's good because it's bringing, like, it's clearing the space for what I want to create. And Laura, I've thought of you a lot in just like getting very intentional in what I want to create as to like where I want to live and my work, my ideal client, like everything. And really, you guys have been such a beautiful inspiration. Like in the middle of this shit show, even when I was just feeling terrible, I would see some of your posts and it was just like a beautiful beacon of light. Like it helped me just think like, this is temporary and this will pass, and I can get clear on what I want, experiencing all this contrast.
Yeah.
So, it was heavy, but I think there's so much beauty when, like, there's beauty in the breakdown, when like we see what no longer serves us. I think a huge win for me was in the midst of like a really challenging time. I also was able to see who my ideal client is and who the woman that I want to serve and the kind of work I want to do. It was like, it brought me back to life. Like, it was like those sessions that I had with those clients were like literally like the best thing. I was so amazed at how powerful, because I was like, holy shit, like I'm in the worst possible place energetically, emotionally, and we can still make magic. Like, they wouldn't have known what was going on. And so it was a very powerful, I think for me, the biggest win is there's been a big clearing in my life. There's been a clearing of the old, a clearing of people pleasing, a clearing of just like, of just like the good girl, really. It's like, I feel like we're at the funeral of the good girl. It's like, yeah, it's like, so I think in transformation can be painful, and I like the last couple of weeks were hard. I'm not gonna lie, they were rough, but I feel like a huge victory for me is clarity, and just knowing what I want to create.
Yay! Thank you for sharing, and I'm so happy you're back.
Thank you guys for being a beautiful light. Thank you.
Beautiful. And I love that people are missing you and celebrating you. So good. Okay, so we're going to jump into today's module 7. I cannot believe, for one, that it's December, for two, that it is like module 7. Time flies. Okay, so just a quick tune in from our homework. Can you guys see the blue screen? Awesome. Okay, so always working on lead generation, sharing your beautiful light and message and gifts in the world, implementing that like one abundant ritual, and then implementing more, growing more and more from that, and then creating and posting your plans. So I haven't seen people be posting their stuff about like your hours, like thinking about correlating your ideal months and your like yearly income goals with hours and stuff. If you want to post hours, you can totally do that. If you're like, that's confusing and I have questions, you can ask questions in the group, whatever is coming up for you around that. And anyone who hasn't posted like previous plans around like your money and all that stuff, if you have any questions or anything that's holding you back from that, definitely ask me in the group. I am here to support you. Don't get overwhelmed by things. This is like easy, simple templates to like support you in understanding the business that will grow. So today we're working on harmonizing your masculine and feminine energies, going deeper into inspired action steps. So I'm going to start it off with some like energy of moving forward as like the January 1st, 2021 version of yourself, and then working back from there. So I'll get you guys to just take some deep breaths, close your eyes, feel grounded and centered in your space. Whitley, I see your comment on resisting doing the money stuff. We can do some clearings on that too. So I'll get everyone to just take some deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths. And just imagine that it's currently January 1st, 2021, 1 month from today, and that you're looking back at December and everything flowed. Everything worked well. you met or exceeded your goals, your income goals, the goals for the number of clients that you desire. Things are flowing well in your business. Things work well in your personal life. You were able to take some time off and enjoy yourself around the holidays. And just allow each of those pictures, videos, images to play through. Think of everything that you desired to get done in December and the gratitude and the celebration on January 1st that it all happened, even better than you even thought. And just breathe into that gratitude. Really feel into that deep, deep celebration and appreciation for this being your life. For that ideal amount of money to be sitting in your bank account on January 1st. For all these beautiful souls you get to serve as your new clients. Just really feeling into that, connecting into that. And then from that energy, you being the January 1st, 2021 version of yourself, what did you do in December that allowed all of this to be possible? What did you create? What value did you offer to the world that made all of this possible, all of this celebration real? And just allowing all of that information to flow through now. And also allowing and trusting that it will even more deeply integrate over the next 24 hours as you sleep, and that it'll continue to flow and serve you throughout the month of December. So just tune in. What was your offer? What did you love sharing with your soulmate client in December? What price was it at? How many people invested? What was in your offer? How much time with you? What features were available? And what do these clients feel like? How's their energy feel? How do they show up? And what are their deepest pain points and desires that you get to support them with? That you and your zone of genius, with all of your superpowers and gifts and experiences, that you're naturally skilled and capable of supporting them with. And then how did you connect with them? Was it a webinar, a masterclass? Facebook Live, Facebook posts, Instagram stories. What were you doing in the month of December that allowed all of these amazing things to be celebrated on January 1st? What felt good? What flowed? What emanated from your being as a natural way to share your gifts with the world? And just allowing all of that information, all of these insights to come through, to integrate. And then what questions do you have for this January 1st version of yourself? The version of yourself 1 month in the future. You could sit down and have a conversation with them. What would you ask? And just allow that guidance to come through. And you can breathe into that space, allowing everything to just flow through without any judgment. If you're not getting clear answers or having confusion, just know and trust that as you move forward in your own inspired action step, the next pieces will naturally come. These answers will integrate during the next 24 hours. And that you know that you can trust your signs, your intuition, your wisdom. And then you can thank the 1 month in the future version of yourself for all of their amazing help and support. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and take some deep breaths. And then you can choose to set your intention for December. The actual one that's flowing through right now, without your ego or inner critic interfering, your true intention for December. And if you want, you can write that down so you have it like committed. And I'd love to hear in the chat, and maybe from like 2 people, how that felt for you. If you want to share what your intention is, speak it into the world.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so I want to set it and I want to say it loudly so that I want to make sure it's out there.
Yeah, speak it. Woo!
I'm feeling brave. Yeah, so I'm setting the intention for this month to just be the most expansive one of the whole year.
Yes!
So December is going to be the best month of the year financially.
Yes. Amazing. Do you have a realm where you're like, if it's $1 more, will you be excited, or
What do you
what's
mean?
your intention?
Oh,
just for clarity for the universe.
yeah. Okay.
Your true December intention without judgments.
Without judgment of it, like if it could be anything I wanted.
Without like you tuning into your inspired action, like obviously it'd be amazing if we all could just like receive $1 million.
Yeah, but I know I want to choose one that I know is definitely possible, especially with my rates at the moment, because it can all happen.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say,
and not like, okay, not a head thing. Like I don't want you to get in your head and like think of that. So just like shut your eyes, take a deep breath.
Okay.
Tune back into that January 1st version of yourself. What did you make in December?
8K.
Yay! Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So how's that feel when you say 8K out loud?
Feels easy.
Awesome.
It does feel easy. That's what he said.
Awesome. Amazing. And people are like totally excited in the chat. Awesome, Robin. Healing more people and helping. Awesome. Kelly's like, me too. And help, of course. Awesome. Yes, feel it totally happening. Focusing on my credentials. Awesome.
Beautiful. I kind of wanted to like share mine out loud too, like Derek. Just speak it out loud.
Yes.
Like Derek, I want the month of December to be like my biggest breakthrough in my business, in my finances ever. So like my best cash and sales month ever in my business, and also like visibility wise be my best month in my business ever.
Yeah.
When you asked Derek though to share the number of how much he wants to make in sales, I know how I want to sell out my one-on-one coaching program, which is 5 people. Okay. But those 5 people, and when that translates into the amount of in sales, to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Is that even possible? But it's the number thing, right? If I think of it as like the 5 people that I want to have in that container, I'm like, I can do that. But then like the actual number to say it out loud to earn in 1 month seems so, there's a bit of a fear, I think.
Okay, so I totally get it, and it feels like you're a little bit in your head space because you're like in the want energy versus like I'm called to this. So like this time last year, 15K just kept coming through. Like literally it seemed insane for me to be like, I had a 6K month, and then the number that's literally just being downloaded and coming through was 15K. I shared it with a very select amount of people because most people, the logical next step after 6 is 10. So I shared it with a select amount of people. I'm like, I don't know, this is just what I'm getting, and I'm going to show up and do the things that this is telling me because it feels just so aligned. And then I followed that, exceeded 15, got 20. So without being in your head and want and what's realistic and blah, 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 like truly just connecting into that energy of like, what's your soul here to do? Like what's feeling in alignment there? So even if you want to shut your eyes and take a deep breath. And just release and let go of all the worries and judgments and fears and inner critic and numbers and all the stuff. The January 1st version of Whitley. How many people are in your container? First thought for Sally.
3. I feel like 3 like came to mind, but I'm like, is it my head or is it my heart?
Okay, so we'll do more work. And I had like a little bit of that stuff on or in like some inspired action and like connecting to like head and heart, because it's not one or the other. Like it's good to like trust our heart, trust our soul, our guidance, our intuition, and also like be in a human reality in which the head is also necessary. So we'll do some stuff on that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. Okay, and then I'll tune into the chat again. Getting super clear on my packages and selling them to help people and also have the best month of the year. Yay! Awesome. I'll come back and redo this meditation, just not in the right headspace now. Just cleared some massive triggers and traumas with Derek. Awesome. Which is my gratitude for today. Yay! So grateful for his support. Yeah, definitely take care of yourself while it's still raw and integrating. Sending you so much love. Sounds good. Listen in. And I love everyone's support. Yes, taking care of yourself is so important. Yes, Alyssa, ride the wave. Woo! Best month ever in December. And Lavinia, my intentions are to express myself in writing, videos, and podcasts. Yay! And date and create a relationship. Wonderful. Also, 3 new coaching clients. Yay! But no info on money. Wonder why. Interesting. We can definitely do some like head and heart stuff and going deeper into like trust. That's what feels like is like underlying stuff for some people. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm still a bit unclear on what I want to put out there for my January program, even though deep down, no. So does that mean you're like resisting what you know deep down? We can do some clearings on resistance to what we get told by our intuition. Or God, creator, universe, guides, whatever you want to call the vibes. There's one topic I'd like downloads on. Need to say it. What's the topic? And then Robin's a little bit confused.
Can I say it now, Laura?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. It's I realized I've done this short video today, and it's been shared by 2 people. And I've seen like who's shared it once, but I don't know who was the second one to share it. And I freaked out. I thought like, whoa, oh my God, who is that? Like, where is this going to be shared? And and now this is getting so many views. Like, it's actually what I want, but then it scares me. Like when it really happens, it scares me, and I'm feeling like, oh, did I say anything wrong on that video? Like all these thoughts come to my mind. What the hell am I afraid of? I really don't know. And I even had this thought, oh my God, I talked about my former job, and like, you know, my boss and I, we didn't really split up in the best circumstances. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Okay, so let's play the worst case scenario game. What if you say something on the internet and it gets back to your old boss? Worst case scenario.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think the only thing that I could fear is that my boss ex-boss is getting angry at me and sort of, you know, he's like, he could sue me theoretically for something because I'm not aware that I'm saying something that I shouldn't. I don't think I did, but I think that's basically my underlying fear.
Because I know that like this has come up before, so I'm just curious, like there feels like there's a very heavy power dynamic where they still have a lot of power over you. Does that feel energetically? Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
So
yeah.
If there's something like, if you had a non-disclosure or something, then it's like, okay, well, just don't talk about those things or like a specific thing. But like, unless you specifically sign something being like, you're not allowed to talk about your life experience, like people talk about their life experience in the world. And now we're in the day and age of technology. And
yeah, I think I only signed that I'm not going to to talk about confidential sort of information.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? Yeah, I think it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm scared, actually.
So do you want to just clear, release, and let go of the fear? And this can be for everyone who has like something. If you're like, I don't want my parents to hear, I don't want like my ex-lover to hear that I'm like mentioning them, or like something that could be them, or like anything around like your worlds not wanting to collide. You want to just like clear, release, and let go of all of that old energy and any and all weird power dynamics where you've given your power away to other people in your life at different times, and know what it looks like and feels like to reclaim that and own your story and your perspective from what has happened to you, from what you've learned and what you've gained from it, so you can feel free in sharing your truth. Would you like that? Awesome. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old attachments, cords, contracts, vows, commitments, bonds, oaths, or obligations to like being quiet, being small, or like any constriction in your energy of like being smaller than an ex-employer, another partner, other people in your world, that you can clear, release, and let go of those. If you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. I'm still weird around being on my personal page. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the weirdness around being on a personal page sharing business related content, and to clear, release, and let go of the fears around people who used to know you as a different version of yourself judging who you are now or who you're becoming, or any fear around like looking crazy or woo or different or bad in some way, that you can clear, release, and let go of perceived judgments on who you're becoming or what you're doing. And if you'd like to clear that, and clear, release, and let go of your fear of being in the arena while other people are just watching from the stadium, that you can clear, release, and let go of those perceived judgments or even like criticisms or hate on you, that you can clear, release, and let go of those and the fear of getting those, so that you can show up and shine your light and serve the people that you're here to serve and support in this world. Would you like that? Okay, lots of comments coming in. And how are you feeling, Lavinia? Is that feeling better about your employer?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
I might still need to work on him because I was the one who threatened to sue him when I left because he wasn't paying me my money.
Ooh.
So I'm just realizing that I'm afraid that he wants to sue me because I threatened to do that. Maybe
yeah,
maybe I need to do something about it. That
yeah. Definitely mark that as like deeper work to do on like ooh. I know that you're AE, so like you could even do like a circular.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Thank
you.
And then it'll just like dissolve.
Great, thanks. Yeah, so it feels really better.
Awesome. Yay. Sounds good. Okay, looking at all of the things in the comments. Cool. I feel that also working on contracts for future digital programs with other people in them. Awesome. You're welcome. Awesome. Glad that other people got benefit from the clearings as well. Yes, I knew tonight was going to be deep work. All the deep work. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit into masculine and feminine energies. So we'll get everyone to shut their eyes again and take some deep cleansing breaths. And just tune into yourself and just bring some awareness to where you tend to fall on the beautiful spectrum on masculine to feminine energy, where you tend to spend most of your time, where your comfort zone is. Just becoming aware of what that is for you at this stage in your life, at this point in your business, without any judgment. Just bringing awareness to where you're at right now in this present moment. And then bringing awareness to where you've played in the past. If there are certain times when you go into certain modes, if during a launch you go into more masculine energy, if in dating you tend to go more in feminine, just becoming aware of the different areas of your life and how you tend to flow and move between. And if we put like imaginary percentages on it, when you're like certain percent feminine versus masculine, masculine versus feminine, just bringing awareness to what's true for you and what's been true for you. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old stories, illusions, excuses, identities, or paradigms around who you are or who you should be, and who you should be in order to have a partner, in order to have a successful business, in order to have whatever fill in the blank you desire. Just becoming aware of those stories and releasing and letting go of anything and everything that hasn't served you. That's not yours, that's an illusion, that's harmful or unsupportive. And if you'd like to release and let go of all of those now, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power's perspective, wisdom, truth, and understanding, to fully understand your masculine energy and your feminine energy, and the beautiful harmonization that you get to live in between them both. That you can allow yourself to fully and completely tune into your unique harmonization without fear or judgments around others or what the norms or quote shoulds of the world should be. That you can allow yourself to fully and completely relax into your natural state of being. The energy that your soul was blueprinted for this world to succeed in, to flow with, to have your fulfillment, your dreams and desires be the way that you desire them to be. That you can flow with that and trust your energy. And from now and going forward for the rest of your life, you get to choose to prioritize the uniqueness of your being, of your energies, of how you desire to show up. And if you'd like that, and if you're fully committed to living that life in your amazing, unique harmony, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to do that, that you're worthy and deserving of it, that you can feel and understand how to flourish as your being with this energy, that you know what it looks like and feels like to thrive in your business, in your relationships, in your lifestyle by doing this. And if you would like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old subconscious belief systems that have been holding you back from living this truth. That you can give yourself permission to release and let go of old identities that no longer serve you. That you can mark any and all lessons as complete that you'd been trying to learn. And that you can also be gentle with yourself as you play with these energies going forward, that you can allow yourself to be imperfect, to play with it, to make mistakes, to fuck it up without getting stuck or downward spiraling, that you can allow yourself to find your flow, that you can give yourself that space and that time, and that you can always utilize your energy in the way that best suits you. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Okay, and I'll get you guys just to integrate that with some deep breaths. So this is like deeper clearing for people. So take a deep, deep, deep cleansing breath. If you want to like ground into your feet, if you're like, woo, you can do that too. Okay, and if you guys want to share in the chat how those downloads have been so far. And Robin's saying that she can see the full moon from her window. Beautiful, I love that. Oh, and thank you so much. I've had weird energy around my retirement plans with self-employment recently. Interesting. Okay, so there's a variety of belief systems around everything always, and it's good to be aware of retirement stuff. And also, no one in this group is like at the age where you have to be panicked about your future. Like, everyone's young, and the like mindset of an entrepreneur, especially when you're like starting your business and you're like in the newer stages of like growing it and then scaling it, a lot of the investments are in yourself to produce dividends over the rest of your life. So don't freak out at the beginning stage of your business that it might be taking more investments in time or money or energy than you had originally thought. The statistic is literally like 4% of businesses last 10 years. So it's important to invest the time, money, energy into building a successful foundation in your business, into growing yourself, into growing the business, and supporting yourself and thriving so that the business can then support you fully. Like, I'm not worried about putting a certain X amount of money in my retirement savings right now, because it's like, cool, I have like my savings account and it's awesome, and I get to invest in myself and invest in my business, and I have several large investments that I have consistently going on in myself and my business, and that continues to produce dividends over the rest of my life, because I'm like, I'm going to be a multi-billionaire. I don't care about like saving $200 a month right now for a specific RSP or a specific like place that it has to go to, because I'm like, I'm going to be more than set later. But some people really freak out, and their nervous system does not like that because they have totally different viewpoints around money. So if you want to specifically have an RRSP that's in a bank that's connected to all the different things, you can totally choose to put X amount of dollars every month into that space and choose to like pay yourself first, and invest in yourself and do all the things. Like, you can grow and expand outward. So that's always like a unique individual choice, but definitely like do things that support yourself, even if it's like $20 a month. If you're like, it makes me feel good that I put $20 a month towards my future, you can totally do that. Awesome. I love that that resonated. Okay. And hi, Kelly, sending you lots of love. Okay, hopping off in a few, but one thing I would like to bring up is having clarity around the packages I would like to offer and the integration of mindset into my current 3-month package. Okay, so I know that you had shared your offer and stuff going on in the group, so I know that you kind of have to like hop off because of the time. So do you want to put a post in the group, Kelly, about your like current status with your offer and your 3-month package, and then we can go deeper into it there, just because I know that you have to hop off. Awesome. Glad that the downloads resonated. Feel lighter. Awesome. All right, and then for Kelly's question, I know she'll get this on the replay. I would not recommend having 4 packages right now, because then that's like a lot of different energy versus like having focused energy being like, I have this amazing package and I'm tailoring it to like this client. So we can also talk about that more and like get the best package that's going to resonate the best with your ideal client in the group. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have more than ever been weird energy. Yeah. We can also do like some downloads on like when you expand and when you have like more money than you ever had before, and like the fears that can come up around that, like actually getting to your next level. And then being like, oh fuck. Because then you're scared that you'll lose it, or bad things will happen, or fill in the blanks. Awesome. I'm glad that you have calls and it'll help you integrate. Okay. I put $100 a month into my rent. Makes me feel good. I'm thinking of it. Cool. I would like to clear the panic mindset around it. Yeah. Then Whitley, I have one high-end offer that I'm clear on and have perfected. Should I have a lower end offer as well? So it's good to have something to stair step people into. So if you just have your like 10K private right now, it's good to have something where people have like an introduction, like Sales Power is an introduction into Emily's mastermind. So it's like small investment into a bigger one. We had the 7-week course that came into the 3 months. So it's good to like have stair steps in your business so that people can have like free content with you and then choose their journey with you. Okay, like to clear some stuff around family members, trying to project their energy all over you and trying to influence your choices. Stuff like taxes. Okay. We're gonna do a general clearing for all the things that are coming up for all the stuff. There's so many comments, okay. Okay, so I'll get you guys just to do a deeper process on yourself. So whatever thing that you just put in the chat around like, this is coming up and also this is coming up and I have panic and my family's doing this and I don't know what to do next. Whatever is the like bigger one coming up in your fields. Just tune into that specific problem and then shut your eyes and scan your body from the top of your head moving down. And if you didn't have something going on in the chat and you want to focus on like the masculine feminine energy vibes, focusing on a block that's old, that no longer serves you, that's ready to be released. Just breathing and scanning from the top of your head, moving down to find out where that lives in your body right now. Just tuning into that. And that space in your body where that old energy lives that no longer serves you. Tuning into how big it is, how much space it's taking up in your body. What color it is. And if it had a texture, if you could touch that old energy, what would that feel like? And tuning into what kind of temperature it has. And now that you're clear on that old energy that no longer serves you, we're going to safely move it outside of your body through your higher power. You're going to fill up that space completely where it used to live with unconditional love and healing energy. And now that that old energy is outside of yourself without any attachments to you, we're going to ask it a question, allowing the first thought, first feeling to come through. What were you trying to teach me? And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to fully, completely understand and mark this lesson as complete. That you know that you're worthy and deserving of moving beyond this step, this phase, this lesson. And that you can do so now. If you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old attachments, cords, contracts, vows, commitments, and obligations to learning things the hard way through pain or suffering or strife or struggle or scarcity or lack in your world or resistance, panic, pain, or terror, that you can clear, release, and let go of all of those and any and all harmful ways that this had showed up in your world. You can release all of that now with ease. If you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like fully understanding this lesson. That you can move forward on your journey with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. And that you know what this looks like and feels like. That you know that you're worthy and deserving of it. It's time. It's safe on all levels. And that you have full permission to move forward. If you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like with this. And to forgive yourself on all levels for not choosing this path earlier. And to forgive anyone else who is an actor on your stage who had any and all kind of impact on this. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then we can get your higher power to transmute that old energy into unconditional love, sending it into the ether and filling you up completely on all levels with unconditional love and healing energy. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. You can take some deep cleansing breaths as that integrates. Okay, and I'll go a little bit deeper into the feminine flow, trusting yourself, moving in inspired action pieces. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to trust and surrender into your feminine, to clear, release, and let go of any and all judgments that you or society has put on as the feminine being weak, or that it doesn't do anything, or it's unnecessary, or that it's not as productive, it's not as powerful, any and all like critical thoughts and beliefs around the feminine energy and that you've had or been conditioned into around the masculine energy, that those can be cleared and released now, that any and all illusions and stories and victim mentalities that were built on those can be released and dissolved, and that you can choose to move forward only with your higher powers, truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding around the purity and the truth of your divine feminine and your divine masculine energy and how they show up in the world. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to feel safe in your unique flow. Feel safe in exploring them, whatever one you desire to in the moment, your feminine flow or your masculine flow, the structure, the support in that, and that you can deepen your trust in yourself and your unique journey, your divine assignments in this world, and the path that you're meant to explore, and that you can feel safe in exploring it. If you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all perceived fears around what that'll look like, around going into your wild feminine or looking crazy following what you're being guided to do or what's different than others, and that you can allow yourself to be a way shower in the ways that you truly are meant to be a way shower in the world, and not follow or be held back or constricted by what's happened before. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to even more deeply trust yourself and to open and expand into receiving even more. You can receive even more love, support, money, whatever you desire, that you can open and expand easily into receiving even more of that into your worlds. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then you want to know what it looks like and feels like to trust your gut, your intuition, the guidance that you're receiving. And to distinctly know the difference between that feeling, that sense, that intuitive guidance, and the voice of fear, your ego, or a limiting belief. And that you can continue to get clear in yourself around your unique truth and your unique inspired action step for how to best move forward for your highest and best good and your optimal health. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to give yourself permission to move in your own unique inspired action steps. That you know that you're worthy and deserving of it, that it's time, that you're safe, and that you're able to do so with ease. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all battles that you've had between your head and your heart before, where you were stuck in your head, or you didn't know how to connect to your heart or your soul. And that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all past experiences and frustration or negative emotion or blocks that you felt around being stuck in your head or not fully connected. That you can clear, release, and let go of those. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to trust yourself and to trust your lessons instead of judging yourself or beating yourself up or downward spiraling during the learning process? You can give yourself permission to grow and expand and evolve and to make mistakes, to be imperfect, to learn, and to choose your lessons with even more ease instead of hardship, pain, or suffering. And if you like that, and say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old energy or resistance to showing up as your true authentic self and moving in your own inspired action step. And that you can give yourself even more permission to just be you, to truly be and show up as you fully, to express yourself fully. And that you know what that looks like and feels like. And you do it without the fear of like negative consequences, of haters, of what other people will judge or think of you, that you can clear, release, and let go of that, and release and let go of the like mentality that other people have power or control over your life. That you can regain and reclaim your own power, and that you can step into it even more fully, and that you can step into your deeper levels of knowing of your truth and what you're here for and what you stand for, and that that can be your grounded foundation. That can bring you certainty, and that you can build your solid, stable foundation on that truth. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. And then is there anything else coming up around like harmonizing masculine and feminine energies, your head, heart, inspired action, trusting your guidance? Anything on that before I open it up? For like all questions, hot seats.
I'll go.
Mhm.
I wrote down too much action at times. I feel like I'm working on focus recently this month, or well, this month, but this week too. I was just learning to just slow down and rest so I could focus, because I'm realizing that because I'm so excited and I'm doing so many things, I almost feel like I'm over action doing things. So masculine, feminine, I would say that's more masculine. My leadership side is I'm an emotional, sensitive person, but I tend to, my fire energy gets the best of me. And it kind of feels like learning how to just, like not burning my candle at both ends. So just like maybe a download around whatever comes to you, but it feels like balancing that emotion and creative energy. That's kind of going back and forth.
Yes. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of your tendency to self-sacrifice and burn candles at both ends? Would you like that?
Please.
And this can be for everyone else who also has burnt themselves out and self-sacrifice and put yourself on the back burner, because this is not just Robin. Do you want to clear, release? And I get it because I've been there. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the identity that tells you this is how you need to operate and show up? That you need to self-sacrifice in order to be successful, in order to get what you want, or that you can only have specific things that you would have to choose amongst them. And if you'd like to clear those, you can say yes. So an example of that is like sometimes people are like, you can choose between a social life, a partnership, sleep, and success. Like choose one or two, and the rest is just like, it's going to be mediocre. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like instead? To create your own rules, to live in your own reality, and to have the outstanding life in all areas that you desire, and that you can know what it looks like to co-create that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, the other thing is there's some stuff going on with like relationship with time. So we can't be a victim to time and use time as an excuse and be like, there's not enough time and time's running out and time's terrible and I would do that, but I don't have enough time, and have time as your enemy and also want time to be on your side. It's like same relationship with money. You can't be like, fuck money, please come see me. Like if it's a relationship with a human, you're not gonna be like, fuck you, you're my best friend, come hang out all the time. Like those energies don't, like, it's like, no, I'm gonna run away from the crazy person who's saying and being a different energy.
Can I share one thing that came up there for me?
Yeah.
What I was getting the message commitment. I've always had a fear of commitment. So that's more for me, like time makes sense, but it's just like, yeah, the really committing.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So I'll do some downloads during time because that was coming up for a couple of people and that was definitely a thing for me. Thanks for addressing the time. Awesome, cool. So we'll do that first and then the commitment.
I have one as well, Laura, that I just wanted to add.
Yeah.
Before. So going back to like the masculine and the feminine energy, one thing I notice is that when I'm financially secure, I'm able to be in my feminine energy a lot easier. And I just find like when I'm in that space, oh my goodness, I'm like, I'm powerful. But when I'm in a space of like, when I don't have that financial security, I go in heavy masculine energy because it's like, okay, you got to make this happen. And remember earlier when you asked me about like just feeling to your heart for that number, my mind wants to go into how much do I need to make for this month.
Right.
And I have caught myself in this pattern of going from my heart into my head because of fear of lack of financial security. And as a result of that, I keep going back and forth because my energy's off and I'm not coming from a place of service. I'm coming from a place of like, I need to make this work. I need to make this amount of money. And it doesn't work. And I know that it doesn't work that way. And I just desire to flow from my intuition, from my feminine energy, and still harness my masculine energy as well. I hope I said that like in a non-confusing way.
Yes, I totally get it. Because like your base needs, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's like if you don't feel there, you're not really gonna go for like the self-actualization of like divine feminine. And like your body's like, well, in typical society, masculine energy will get it done. So when you're in the like scarcity, security, survival energy, totally makes sense. Just let your brain knows. It's like, yeah, it makes sense why it's happening. Okay, so let's do some time things because that was just coming through. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to have time on your side? That you can no longer be the enemy of time, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all old harsh things that you've said about time, any excuses you've been using, that you can commit to no longer being a victim to time or the enemy of time, that you can clear, release, and let go of those on all levels and give yourself permission and space to be friends with time, to have an ally in time, for time to truly be your best friend, for time to always be on your side. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, and then you guys can make a commitment. If you are so committed, you can say, I'm committed to time being my best friend. And the thing that if you're committed to this is officially not being like, oh, I don't have time for laundry, or I don't have time for this. Like you can't be using time as a negative thing. So that's a fun place that you can play in where you can officially be like, time's on my side. And then you're prioritizing things. If you don't choose to do the laundry today or don't want to do the dishes, then you get to prioritize. I'm prioritizing my self-improvement today. I'm prioritizing rest today. I'm prioritizing this. You can choose to be the empowered being with choice who's prioritizing and choosing things, because then it's within your power. It's your choice. You can be like, I don't fucking like doing that stuff and I'm going to make more money, so that'll eventually get off my table and just get delegated. But until then, you don't get to like make the enemy of time and also really want it to like come over and play with you. Like, it doesn't work. Okay. I love this time choice. Yes. Great. Everyone looks better. Oh yeah, I love that it's having a healing impact. Just tuning into all the comments. I think you guys love on each other. Yes, Marcella does look radiant. I love all the love between everyone. Okay, I think that I've seen everyone's comments. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear of commitment and like the fear of choosing and being stuck with the path that you choose and the potential consequences or negative side effects of that? You can clear, release, and let go of that and be more conscious and empowered in your choice and in your commitments going forward. And then you can clear, release, and let go of any and all pain, suffering, or hardship that's showed up in the past around making a bad decision, being in a commitment that wasn't healthy or supportive, that you can just clear, release, and let go of old junk and heaviness and blocks and heartache, even around commitment that hadn't worked. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the heaviness of being in like financial lack, of feeling unstable or not secure in your finances, and that you can clear, release, and let go of like that switch, that trigger that gets activated in you, that at a certain dollar amount, and that can be a different amount for everyone, that a certain dollar amount in the bank, in your savings, or monthly amount coming in, you can clear, release, and let go of that trigger, that once you see that, or once you get near that, or you're fearful of like hitting that buffer, that then you go into a desperate energy with money or your time, or not having enough of it, not being able to like support yourself, and going into like potential worst case scenario modes, and like that constriction energy, and just like all the negative side effects that happen with that, and the downward spiral, and all the negative things that you can just clearly let go of, all the times that that's happened in the past, and your fear of that being recreated into your worlds. And if you'd like to clear those, you can say yes. And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to always be able to tap in to your divine feminine? Always be able to create from a safe space of feeling centered and grounded in your being, and that you can give yourself permission as you learn and grow on your journey with how to play with money, how to feel supported by money, and that you can clear, release, and let go of the worry that you've had, of any and all self-doubt and fear, and essentially lack of trust that it's not going to keep flowing, that money's not going to show up, that clients won't show up, that more cash in the bank's not going to show up, that you can clear, release, and let go of those fears, and that you can choose to consciously reframe your focus. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then the conscious thing around reframing your focus is that you get to focus on where you desire to go. Instead of being in an open field and driving your car and being scared of hitting the one tree and staring at the one tree until you finally hit it, allowing yourself to focus on the direction that you desire to go and put all of your focus and energy and attention there. And be like, oh, starting to look at the tree, turn the car again. Like, if you're going in that direction, course correct. Another like metaphor that's coming through is kind of like rocket ships. When they're launched and headed somewhere, they're off course the majority of the time, and it's always just like reconfiguring. So your business is launched and going towards 5K, 10K, 6 figures, all the wonderful things that you desire. And you're going to be like reconfiguring as you go along, where you're like, I launched this and no one showed up, so now I get to do it this way. Okay, this is working better, and now I get to launch it this way. And like, you get to keep reconfiguring, and it doesn't have to be this like seriousness and heaviness. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all like heaviness and seriousness and like white knuckle gripping, not trusting the universe, control freak energy, survival mode energy, around like needing something to work, needing a specific client to come in the door, needing a specific webinar to bring in X amount of cash? You can clear, release, and let go of like the illusion of what you thought the entrepreneurial journey quote should be or was for someone else. You can clear, release, and let go of those illusions and the stories that just aren't true around that, so that you can be grounded in your truth around how you operate in your business, how you show up to receive money, and that you can give yourself permission to play in the quantum field and the mystical and the magic and the miracles, to flow with money with ease, to have an even more loving and compassionate and supportive relationship with money, and that you can allow yourself to create from a grounded, safe space, knowing that you're always watched over and protected, you're safe and secure, and that you can continue to come back to gratitude, that you can continue to come back to your gifts, that you can continue to come back to the space of service, and that you can release and let go of any and all thoughts that you're in a negative energy so it won't work, or you have less money in the bank that you desire to, so bad things are going to happen, or you're not in good energy to receive abundance. That you can like clear, release, and let go of any stories that you've told yourself around this like imaginary perfect condition that you have to be in order to like actually make a sale or to show up for a webinar or whatever. That you can like just give yourself permission to be human, that has a divine assignment on this planet, and show up as your true authentic self and move from that place in inspired action. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to continue to cultivate that divine feminine power as you create, regardless of how much money's in the bank, and that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all illusions around financial security. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to release and let go of any and all unhealthy or previous patterns in dealing with your masculine energy of trying to force things to happen or make them happen, or like get your mind, like be too much in your mind around like forcing the numbers to make sense or like logical things to make sense, when that's not the space or the energy that you're most suited in being in that creative mode, and offering something new and sharing your gifts with the world that you can understand at a deeper level and see through your higher powers perspective how it will be most supportive for you to be operating and functioning in the different stages and phases of your business, and that you can flow with those. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. So how's that feeling for you now, Whitley? And anyone else who had the money stuff, you can like also comment in the chat. I want to focus on the feminine and masculine energy just for this little piece. How's that feeling? I'm also checking that I'm like hitting all the things. Feels better, really good. You hit those really well. Awesome. Awesome. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all anxious energy that's come up through that? And any and all fear around like moving into a new way of being and showing up in your business, and to like literally let yourself titrate, like move in teeny tiny little steps, that those baby steps that you make are profound, and that you can allow yourself to make little 2 millimeter shifts and trust in what you're feeling called to do, and that you can operate in that energy. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. So the conscious piece of that for homework is literally just being like, what feels good for me to do? And if it's a 2 millimeter, like teeny little tiny thing, it's the difference over weeks, months, years, here versus here, 2 millimeter differences. So just tune into yourself. You don't have to like all of a sudden change everything about your being. You just get to show up and do a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And over time it compounds, which is super, super, super fun. Okay. So any other questions around masculine, feminine, harmonizing that energy? Yes.
Hi, loves. Yes, Laura, could we do some clearings, please, on so I noticed this week or the last couple of weeks that I have like some trauma around being in the masculine energy. Like I feel like I was before, when I was in the masculine energy, it was not coming from a healthy place. Like it wasn't coming from a loving place. It wasn't coming from a place of power or like integration. It was coming from a place of fear and from like compensation and having to prove myself, and just not a good place.
Mm-hmm.
So I now feel like it feels so delicious to be in my feminine.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels so good. And it's almost like it's like somebody with a little PTSD, like a part of me is like, no, don't make me go back to the masculine. Don't, please.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wanting to shift how I see that masculine energy, and to see it with more love and harmony and acceptance and not resistance, like to because I see the importance of being able to switch, to flow from one into the other, and knowing when I can gracefully transition into one and then step back into the other one. Like I know the importance of that. I just haven't been able to do it. Like I feel like the times when I feel like it's circumstances that force me into the masculine energy, and then I'm angry and resentful, and I feel like I'm like, fuck everybody. Like I feel like so angry because it's not coming from a place of love.
Yeah. Okay. And I know that a lot of people have this, so let's just do a clearing on whichever energy has the most charge around like what you've had pain from. So if it's even been like you were in your feminine and that didn't actually like give you the structure that you needed, like whatever the one that has the highest charge on you, do you want to clear, release, and let go the judgments, resentment, hardship, negative thoughts, negative emotions that have come from this feeling like it's not working, that you have to, that it's forced, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all times that you've had to go on that, where you had to like feel like you had needed to prove yourself, like that was the only way that it would work, that you had to overcompensate, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all judgments that you've made on either of the energies around which one's better or worse, and that you can just release and let go of any and all disharmonies that you've experienced between these energies. And if you'd like that, you can say yes.
Yes.
And how's that part feeling?
Good. I had the image, like, as you were talking, it was like, I could imagine like She-Hulk. It's like, that's like what I see. That's who I see as like my masculine alter ego, is like, she gets so pissed off. She like snaps into it and she's like, all right, like, let's get this done. But I don't want that. Like, I don't want that energy.
So do you want to so everyone, do you want to disidentify from the previous version of yourself that used to go into a specific mode, regardless of what you're calling it or how you would identify it, in a way that wasn't serving you or others, that you can clear, release, and let go of the trigger that would like force you to like go into that mode, that you can have more spaciousness to choose consciously how you're showing up in your life from a grounded, centered, loving space, and that you can choose from a conscious, loving, grounded space what's best for you and others, what creates win-win scenarios, and how to move forward. And if you'd like that, you can say yes.
Yes.
And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to parent from the space, to run a business that's successful from the space, to cultivate and co-create amazing relationships and partnerships, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to trust in the divine energies of those around you, of the people who are your clients, partners, friends, family, that you can understand where other people are coming from through their conditioning, through their patterning, through what they're currently showing up as, and have a deeper level of understanding and empathy around other people's stage of their life and being, and that you can understand yours and continue to explore and expand those relationships in healthy, positive ways. And if you would like that, you can say yes.
Yes.
And then we can integrate all of these changes, and I can offer you a beautiful, amazing, wonderful healing for anything else that's ready to be healed in your life, in your business, in your relationships right now, and fill you all up with unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And take some deep, cleansing breaths. And if you'd like to pop in the chat how all of that is feeling, then I'll share some homework and anything else that was coming up for you. You guys can choose to put it in the group if you want to do that right now. And I can give you guys support there. And then we have a hot seat call next week. Amazing, awesome. Love that it's resonating with people. Okay, so homework, as always, share your beautiful light in the world with different lead generation, Facebook Live, social media, webinars, putting your beautiful gifts out there for other people to see and witness. The next piece of homework is creating and posting your plans. So any resistance that you're having, if you have questions about it, definitely put that in the group so we can get that homework done. And then officially setting your intention for December and speaking it into the world. So if you would like to share that on the post as well in the Facebook group, you can do that. I'm sending you guys all so much love and light, and you're welcome. Glad that it was amazing.
I have
Awesome.
to share one thing before we pop off.
Yes, what would you like to share?
All right, let me put her on. There she is.
Oh,
Yay! So I had to share my little joy, my little bundle of joy with everybody. So thanks for letting
amazing
me
creation.
share.
Yes.
So this is what we can create when we're in alignment.
Yes. Holy shit, yes.
Little humans.
Mm.
She's very healthy. She is
Yes.
perfect. That's it.
So happy.
She was very bouncy.
Mm.
Thank you. She bounced the whole time in the ultrasound.
Aw.
So just like her mama has all this energy.
Yes. Amazing being. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you everyone for letting me share. I really, really appreciate that.
Awesome.
That meant a lot. That really means a lot that you're all celebrating with me. It really, really means a lot.
So much awesome chat. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna pop off, send you guys all lots of love, and put your questions, anything else that you have coming up from here, in the group. And then we also have our hot seat next week, so we can go even deeper there. Bye.
Bye, friends.